Really weird here. I have a DJI dash cam on my bicycle. So I can make it there. Yeah, so this is a DJI dash cam on my bike, right? And this is when I ride my bike home. But I also stream from my phone. And usually when I stream from my phone, I use this little puffy microphone so that when I do videos from my phone, you may notice it doesn't often sound like I'm using the mic built into the phone. You don't hear a lot of the wind of the shit around you. That's because I always got this little shotgun mic with me that plugs into my phone. It's very handy. This does not require phantom power or even plug power, so it'll work plugged directly into a phone's headphone jack if you're lucky enough to have a phone that still uses one. What I want to try to do is go one step further with all the shit that I have. So I got a couple of wires and interesting things here. So this is the microphone that I usually use. This is a DPA 4066. This is the, well, I don't want to say new one. I got another used one because somebody fucking stole the other one out of my bag. But when my bag got taken a few weeks ago, this is the DPA 4066. And this is what allows me to do bike videos without you hearing all the background noise. So one thing you may notice is when I post videos from my DJI camera, they usually sound a lot better than the ones from my phone, and that's because I actually use audio from this microphone. This is a DPA 4066, really high-end microphone, and I record it with this little Zoom recorder over here, which also has an output. So I'm gonna try doing something a little crazy today. Let's just see if this works. I don't have anything to hold my phone because I'm a shitty YouTube content creator, so excuse me with that. So I'm gonna put away the mic case for a moment. Just gonna put away the mic case, and I have a string of things here. So the first thing in my setup is the preamp. Again, this microphone here that I use requires plug power. This will not work without plug power. It needs 2.5 volts to 5 volts, and it will work all the way up to 48 volt phantom power in order for it to work. Some guy said don't call it plug power, it's called phantom. If that guy's in my chat, you're a fucking idiot. This is plug power is 2.5 to 5 volts for lavaliers and head-worn DPAs. Phantom power is 48 volts for, you know, Neumann U87 and AKG 414 and stuff like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the Zoom recorder over here. First thing we do is turn on the Zoom. Then I'm going to take my mic. Oh, actually, no, that's not the first thing. First thing we do is you have to put the dead cat on it. So we have a dead cat over here. We have a dead cat. I'm going to take one of these dead cats and attach it to me. So I'm just going to find the dead cat that is the color that I like. I'm going to choose the one that's colored the same as Mr. Clinton so that when I get home, Mr. Clinton thinks I'm wearing him. All right, so I got a dead cat. I'm going to put this on the end of the microphone. I did not get my stuff back. This is a different Zoom, different color, and I just said that it was stolen. So so first thing we got to do, I don't have anything to hold the phone with because I'm a shitty. You know what I do? Erica left a tripod here. Erica, you troll. This is why her video in Hawaii is going to be all shaky. She also left her microphone here. That's why you hear all this wind in her videos. Here we go. I got a tripod. This is going to be low effort, so very low effort. I got a Zoom H5 because I like your Zoom H1N. Yeah, I was thinking of getting the H4 just in case I needed some of the additional functionality or the ability to plug in a real microphone instead of just plug power. But this one's so small, and when I do a lot of these videos on mobile, the size of it really does help. So let's see. One sec. I just gotta twist this around properly. All right. Move my jacket out of the way. There we go. We got everything over here. Okay, so this is the table. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this. This is a dead cat. Now, this is a cheap dead cat from eBay. I usually buy them for B&H, and I'm immediately recognizing why you buy them for B&H for 20 bucks. This was 5 dead cats for 8 bucks. This is a dead cat that was, and the B&H one is one for 20 bucks. Here's why you buy them from B&H instead of buying the cheap one. It rattles around. It'll fall off the microphone immediately. So the first thing that I noticed with this setup is that so get the ones from B&H. They fit properly. This is shit. This is absolute utter dog shit. So I have to figure out a way to rubber band this to the microphone or use a twist tie. Luckily, I got a twist tie with some of these cables that I'm unraveling here. So I saved the twist tie. So I'm going to see if I can twist tie it there. Yeah, someone said the cheap ones rub on the microphone. Yeah, this is shit. So this is getting negative feedback because this is trash. This is actual trash. This 100% explains why it makes. Like I usually use a piece of foam from one of those FedEx laptop boxes, Or here's what I'm going to do. So I'm using a twist tie, and I'm going to tie this around, and I'm going to wind up getting the proper B&H one because this is a piece of shit. Yeah, this is lame. This barely fits. Okay, so now, yeah. Okay, so we got the shitty dead cat thing that works. Next up, we have the microphone, and the microphone is going to go into the line in of our recorder. Let's get the line in on the recorder, like so. Now, I want to set up the settings on this little Zoom recorder over here. Let's make it go to the screen. Yeah, B&H makes good stuff. All right, so focus, you piece of shit. All right, test. Ah! Okay, so that's turned a little interesting. Usually it's a little, test. Too high. Ah! Ah! Okay. Ah! Now I'm going to be yelling on a bicycle because on a bicycle, there's wind. So here, when I'm yelling, I'm at 5. I'm close to the top, but that's it. Now I'm going to put the low cut on. Low cut goes on 80 hertz, 48 kilohertz, 24-bit in case I want to record, which admittedly I almost never do. Next up, I'm going to use this splitter because what I'd like to do is I'd like to record to both the DJI camera and my phone for the live stream. And I have this thing that plugs into the side of my DJI. We're going to see how this works. So now we have the line out of the Zoom. Admittedly, the Zoom is going to put out a line out signal, not a mic signal. So I'm going to probably have to lower it a little bit. We'll see. Now, this is going to get split 2 ways. So one of these outputs is going to go to the phone. But how are you going to get this into a phone? Because the phone uses tip ring ring sleeve, not tip ring sleeve. Well, that's an excellent question. So what this does is it takes the tip of this and it turns it into the separate ring of your phone so that you can actually plug the output of this into the mic jack of a phone, assuming that this is actually as it was advertised. And we are going to figure out if this was as advertised in one moment because I'm about to plug this into the phone. So let's see what happens here. If you have headphones on, I am warning you right now, this is going to be very, very painful for you. So please, if you have headphones, adjust your headphones, lower the volume right now. 3, 2, 1, and we switched over. So now this should be the sound coming from the DPA microphone. And if any of you didn't lower your headphones, I got nothing to say for you. So now this is where I need your help. I can't monitor from my phone what is going into my phone, but I need to. So I need to know if I need to turn this up or down or whatever. So what someone says a bit of clipping sounds crappy. All right. So now this is a line level output. So I'm going to assume that I got to lower the volume on this because line level output is not going to be good. With this is expecting a mic level input. Okay. Let's see what this sounds like. Huh? Better? Loud with a bit of distortion. Okay, good now. So I don't have meters on the phone, so I have no way of telling what the hell the phone is getting. Just sounds lower and compressed. Do you mean compressed as in a dynamic range compression, or do you mean compression like an MP3 at 32 kilobit per second compression? This would be helpful if I had a VU meters app for the phone. I wonder if they make that. I'm actually going to check. I'm kind of curious if they have VU meters for a phone. That would actually be very helpful. All right. We have the next one of these. This is pure wankery right here. I don't know why I've made this so complicated. And then the other end of this, I can plug into this, which then plugs into my DJI. Compression like a brick wall limiter. Okay, so I probably have to lower this a bit more. Or lower output a little bit more. I don't know what you're talking about with the 3 zeros. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Nothing we're doing right now has anything to do with zeros. So let's see. Does this plug? Do you fit? You don't fit that way. Do you fit this way? Okay, you fit this way. So then the charger is going to plug in the bottom. This is weird. I can't hold the camera while I'm doing this. Sorry, you guys. Got to put you down. Okay. Now this should mean that I can record to both Okay, so I have to lower the output on the zoom a lot. Now it's good, no more distortion. Beautiful. Okay, so just so I know for later, the volume on the zoom is at 40. The volume on the zoom is at 40 for out. Now, one thing I'm curious, if I yell, there should be no clipping. So the idea is to get it right before clipping on input, but have that not have clipping on output. So tell me if this clips. Ah! Clipping? No clipping. My landlord probably thinks I'm insane. Thoughts? Clips? No clip? Clip? Clippity clip? No clip? No clip. Okay, beautiful. All right, so input 5, output 40. This would be really helpful. Being an audio engineer without meters sucks. That's one thing I'm noticing here. Yeah, it really is helpful when you have meters. Okay, so now I got to figure out how to tie this shit up because I am not going to have a wire that's this fucking long on me while I am riding my bicycle because this is going to wind up with me being dead. I don't. Why did these wires long? I wonder if I need to find some shorter 3.5 millimeter cables. I'm going to have to get myself some shorter 3.5 millimeter cables. I was going to use the twist tie, but I just used the twist tie to put this piece of shit mic thing on. That was, okay, so one sec. I got to find a twist tie. Where can I get a twist tie from? Yeah. Alright, so I would find twist ties in... No, this didn't come with one. Cheap shit. Twist tie over there. No. Maybe the shipping guy has a twist tie. I have a rubber band. Rubber band may actually be useful. But I could use a rubber band on the microphone, which frees up a twist tie for this. That's kind of getting a little silly. All right. Let's hunt for a twist tie. That never happened. Okay, got one twist tie. Shipping station. Lots of rubber bands, no twist tie. What the fuck is this? What the I don't know, I think you should patch it as a no judgment. No judgment. Twist tie, twist tie. I have one twist tie. Are you a twist? No, you're not a twist tie. I thought that was a twist tie. Eh? No, you're tied together. Twist tie? That's a used twist tie. Can't steal that. That would be mean. It's in this drawer. This is the desk right here. Hmm. Hmm. Everything but a twist tie. Cable tie. Yeah, shit. This is a twist. This is a twist tie desert. This is a literal desert. Wow, I almost think I'm gonna cry. This is what came with the framework, by the way. Screwdriver that comes with the framework. I don't want a giant Velcro cable tie. I want my twist tie. Can you believe that the shit that Sonny made? He made me bald and jerking off with no legs. Sonny made that for me. I got Steve a book today. I know, I just feel lame hacking up a piece of network cable. It's like the last ditch effort. I like how the phone still says 186 on it. You know, I always have an abundance of twist ties and I wind up tossing them out. And then I want one and I don't have one. God forgive me. God forgive me. That never happened. That never happened. You saw nothing. He actually made me come in today when I wasn't going to be coming in today, so we're even now. I consider us even. Okay. Well, this is a lot of shit. This thing here really needs a right-angled cable. Note to self, get a right-angled cable. Yeah, this has got to turn over. Okay. Huh. Okay, be back in a minute. You don't have to wash your hands when you're adjusting a microphone. I clean my microphone before and after each use. It's not a euphemism. This doesn't fit the same as my other one though. I used to have a DPA 4065. This is a 4066. I forgot, I'm wearing a giant helmet. I don't want to wear a microphone inside of a giant helmet. Screw that. This can get tested. All right. Hello again. Let's see if this works. Now I get a mount for my Zoom that mounts it on top of the DJI thing, and then I'm set. And I need to get shorter cables. So I need to get something that allows me to mount my Zoom on top of this little thing that I have for the DJI on my bike, because I have a cold shoe mount. And then I need to get something that allows me to... Yeah. Alright, started recording on my DJI. So I need to get something that allows me to mount the Zoom, and I need shorter and right-angled 3.5 millimeter cables. Like, when I say shorter, I mean cables that are literally 1 foot long, and that's it. Because these are way too long and need way too much twist tying. But this is kind of cool. I got a setup that I can use for streaming and recording while on a bike using a Broadway quality microphone. This is kind of cool. This is one of those things where it's just, you see these cables are available for like $1 or $2 on eBay. All these little adapters and all this, just to see if this is even doable. And it is. And that's kind of cool. Like, well, what do I accomplish with this? I guess people get to hear me ranting on a bicycle with slightly higher end audio. It's going to sound muffled because I have a giant motorcycle helmet on. But, oh, this is cool. This is actually kind of cool. Alright. I wanted to test a concept here, and I am testing a concept. So I need a zoom mount and a 3.5 millimeter thingy. It's dead. During the holidays, Manhattan's always dead. Manhattan's really where a lot of people work or go to school, but people's families are elsewhere. So on holidays, it's usually just the schmucks that are stuck in Manhattan. Either that, or people where their entire family lives in Manhattan because they're rich. Usually one or the other. So it's either the schmucks or the filthy rich. And I fit into the schmucks. Honk honk, motherfucker. Ah! Ah! You know, I put all this effort into this setup for audio, and one thing I realized is I have nothing to say today. That's actually kind of funny. That's prophetic right there. All this convoluted effort to be able to stream from a Broadway microphone, and I actually have nothing to say for this ride home. I feel quiet. My brain feels quiet and empty. Usually it's just empty. Are you pedaling? Wouldn't you like to know? Anytime I'm going at a normal speed, you could assume I'm pedaling. And if I'm keeping up with or passing cars, you can assume that I'm motoring. I have a cat. My cat's name is Mr. Clinton, and sometimes he goes meow. Steve's cat, Leo, the one that showed up in my office the other day, he managed to get loose a nail in Steve's apartment. I shit you not. He found where nails were being stored. He opened the area where they were being stored. He took it out and he put it right through his paw. That guy is a freaking animal. It reminds me of what Mr. Clinton used to do when he was young. He broke a window in my kitchen. Oh shit. Nope. Motor. Yeah, Mr. Clinton broke my window. There was a squirrel outside and he was mad at the squirrel. He was making faces at him and he wanted to kill it. And he couldn't. So he started smashing against the window. And because my apartment is over 100 years, like about 80 to 100 years old and in fairly shitty condition, as you would imagine most things in Brooklyn are, the apartment itself was complete. The window fell. The window actually fell on him. It came out of the thing, because he was hitting it really hard. I could hear him. Like he was smashing it as hard as he can. Like, you know, his life depended on it, or somebody was trying to strangle him. He's a shit. He really is. Mr. Clinton's a little shit. And he went to run when he saw it was falling in on him, but it didn't work. It broke into pieces, and a big piece of glass that was broken ended up in his back. So I pulled it out of him, and he was screaming in pain, and blood was coming out. And it's like, why'd you break my window? You know, you wouldn't have a giant shard sticking up out of you if you didn't break my window, you little shit. I still felt bad for him. I mean, he was being a little shit. It was hard to not feel bad for him, even though he was being a little shit. Although he was being a little shit. But Steve's cat can be a little shit too. He was chasing the other cat and he wound up fracturing his paw because he was chasing her to fuck with her. And then he fell off of the counter while he was trying to fuck with her. And then he puts a nail through his foot. Jesus Christ. Mr. Clinton miled it out a little bit once he was 2. He had to have surgery on his Achilles tendon because he tried to destroy my baseboard heating unit or something like that. And it slit right through his Achilles tendon. He was only walking with 3 legs. $3,500 later, I have a Clinton. Steve's vet visit was only about $300 though. I'm kind of jealous. Mine was $3,500. But mine was $3,500 because they had to reattach a leg. I don't think I'm going to be coming to Canada. I've thought about this considerably, and it's a long trip. The channel that I was going to be showing up on, it wasn't going to be the main channel. It was going to be the alternate channel of this one guy in Canada, which actually has less subscribers than mine. So, like, I would be making maybe like a 13-hour, 15-hour drive, waiting at the border in case they don't like anything with my COVID test that I took. Have to go get one of the fancier schmancier COVID tests. Canada doesn't deal with just the normal pleb COVID tests. I mean, I think that there are different ways I can go about it. They weren't accepting the results of the rapid one. I figured and you also have to you have to fill out some app to cross the border. So there's a whole app that you have to download and all this shit that you have to figure out, and it's like, is what's on the other side of the border really worth it? I don't know. I was supposed to speak at some NYU course a few months ago too, and I agreed to it. And then they said, well, you have to download this app and install it on your phone and upload all your COVID info. And I said, dude, I'll show you a vaccine passport. Is that good enough? And they said, no, if you want to enter NYU, you need this app on your phone. And I'm like, you know what? I guess I don't need to speak at NYU. Shit's getting, like, I'm not installing I'm not installing an app on my phone to fucking go to NYU. Get the fuck out of here. You guys wouldn't even let me into college to begin with. I didn't get accepted into NYU. And now I got to speak there for free and install an app and blah. I guess the app helps keep COVID away. And the app is filled with this stuff. It's like all these stupid questions, Have you been around anybody that has experienced symptoms of COVID-19? Have you experienced any of these symptoms? Coughing, sneezing, blah. It's like, nobody's going to tell the truth on that. If there's something somebody has to do with their day, like, you know what they're just hitting okay. It's like a EULA for in a program. We as a society have, really, how do I put this? We've acknowledged that when there's a EULA or when there's like 2 or 4 pages and you have to hit agree for basic shit, that we just hit agree. And there's a lot of people in comment sections that pretend that they are more refined than their citizens. It's a disgusting trait on the internet where people have to pretend that they're actually something different than they're not so that they can seem like they're better than everybody else around them. Where they pretend that they actually read all that shit. Like they pretend that when they get a 900-page EULA for a video game, oh yeah, I sit there and I read it with my Or as Albert Fairfax II likes to say, an r/libertarian, that's why I keep a magnifying glass and a monocle in my back pocket before I sign my cell phone contract in case there's a slavery clause on page 70. Like, nobody does that. But, I'll show you a COVID vaccine thing. How's that? No, you have to install an app. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't know. They could watch my YouTube channel or something. You've given me a reason to support my pre-existing introversion. If you don't like EULA FOSS, that's not really a solution because there's a ton of things you got to do in life that you just can't do with FOSS. Like you may have to sign a lease on a commercial space. You may have to, use your bank's website. There's a lot of crap where you're going to have to sign terms. And people just don't read them. I'll read some of it, but at the end of the day, I'm honest with myself. I know I don't understand all of it. And I know that if they wanted to fuck me over, they could probably fuck me over with the way that they word things. And I wouldn't have a clue until it was already done and I was already fucked. That's why I avoid insurance at all costs. I really learned my lesson when they said that my business loss of income insurance it was not going to cover me because it didn't cover floods when my store did not have any water in it at all. In fact, my whole block had no water. Because I said, no. The cause of your store not having electricity, which caused you to close, was a flooding of the power plant. And I said, well, that sounds like their problem to have flood insurance. I have business loss of income insurance. And then the person, you could almost hear them smiling over the phone. No. If you look at this thing on page 77, da-da-da-da. And, there are people that'll say, well, get your own lawyer to read the contract, or why don't you hire a lawyer to supervise your lawyer, and then another lawyer to look over that lawyer, and then sue. And it's like, you know what? No. I'm just going to not play the game. How about I just don't play the game? Just don't play the game. Just don't play the game. Just don't play the game. That person up there looks like my landlord. That's actually really creepy. That's really creepy. Wow. There's a giant billboard with something that looks like my landlord on it. I feel like I'm being watched and guilted. But Also, with FOSS, you give up the pain in the ass of reading a 60-page EULA with the pain in the ass of spending 60 hours to figure out how to make something that works with closed source software work. You always pay. You'll pay one way or the other. Yeah, the traffic is very sparse. Everybody has already left the city for Thanksgiving if they have family or people that they care about in their lives that they want to be around. The only people left are the people that don't have anybody in their lives that they care about. Or people who are, all the people they care about are here. Alright. Vroom? Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It is cold. That's why I have heated gloves. Check this out. You can charge them with it has a battery with a USB-C connector on it. So I can charge the batteries using my bike. And I always plug them in when I get to work. I always forget to plug them in at home, but when I get to work, I'll plug these gloves in, let them charge, and then I plug the batteries back in, and then I have a heated glove. They're not the best. The heater isn't distributed. On one of them, it's kind of distributed, and on the other, it shoots all the heat into one portion of your palm and burns the crap out of you. So I've kind of tried to nudge the heater a little bit, and I've had mixed results with that. But it's better than nothing. Yes, you know, I don't know if this is an aging thing or if it's just me, my preference is changing. Or maybe I just forgot about it or got spoiled. But I really forgot how much winter in New York City sucks. When I was a kid, I really enjoyed the cold weather. I actually look forward to it. And now that I'm older, I really don't like it at all. I have there's no love lost for cold. I don't like cold at all. And I was thinking to myself, because I thought New Hampshire would be a sensible place to go to. You know, near a Whole Foods and a Trader Joe's, check. Housing that's not insanely priced, just, you know, normal insanely priced, not New York insanely priced, check. Very low crime, check. No state income tax, check. You know, kind, peaceful people around, check. Liberty-loving culture, check. But the one thing that it has is cold, blistering. Oh, and also I could get to the existing store. I could commute to this shop from time to time when something stupid happens. I could commute in 4 hours, so I could drive here. Check. However, I'm noticing that I think I've lost my. I'm kind of dozing. I don't know. Like you know, when it's cold enough that if you walk outside, or like, you know, if your hands are trying to unlock a lock, you need gloves on, or if you don't have gloves on while you're undoing a lock, like you won't be able to feel what you're doing, that type of thing. Or when you feel actual physical pain when your hands are touching a piece of cold metal, like that shit. I used to love the cold weather. I didn't even wear a jacket until it got under 30 degrees when I was a teenager. I used to look forward to it, and everybody thought I was nuts. Because I really, really enjoyed it when it was colder outside. Something happened to me. Like this last week, I noticed it. I went outside. It was like 37, 35 degrees. And nope. I thought, nope, F this bullshit. You know, it was kind of cool earlier that day. I had my gloves on, I had my helmet on and everything, and it was just wasn't having it. I walked outside the store and I was actually like jogging in place just to stay warm. I don't know what it is.
I used to be naturally much more warm. So I was thinking of taking one drive to Florida before Erica gets back. She's going to be gone for 2 weeks. She's visiting family in Hawaii. They had a death in the family, so there's a lot of crap that they have to sort out, and a lot of grieving, and a lot of funeral shit. So I was thinking of visiting Florida. Just one more time. I did flirt with the idea of Florida earlier this year. But I didn't really spend that much time there. And admittedly, my mind wasn't on it. My mind was on whether or not I was going to get fucked over by car insurance. Obviously, Florida would mean I would not be able to commute to my current store on as much of a regular basis because it would require flying, which I absolutely despise. I would be committing to maybe like, I spend a week here, a week there kind of thing. Or I just trick everybody to move. But there's a lot of people that wouldn't be able to move. Manager's wife's father has cancer. That's a particularly bad time to move. Are you trying to expand your business? Not really. I'm just trying to milk what I have until it's gone. I'll be honest with you. I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. There are very few times that I've made like big business advances, and almost every time I do it, I make the wrong decision because I'm a fool. So I am not at a point where I'm open to expanding or doing anything else. Like, I've done enough. I tried to sell screens that weren't MacBook screens and go into that and expand into the supply business. I made all the wrong decisions. I ran it into the ground. I moved to a larger location that cost $7,000 a month more, $7,500 a month more. Almost ran this into the ground. I'm not opening other businesses. I don't have any faith in my decision-making ability as a business owner, or in my ability to not fuck shit up. I will do everything I can to make this a reputable business that runs well, that does goods, that offers good service to its customers in its one location. But the idea of having like 5 locations or 50 locations or 500 locations, I don't know. Maybe I've gotten lazy, or maybe I've lost my tolerance for risk. Like when I was 17 to 23, the idea of just losing everything and starting over, it was painful, but it was something I was open to. I'm not really open to that here. And if you do something wrong and you fuck it up, it's real. And one of the things I've learned over the past 14 years, it's just really easy to fuck things up. It's really easy to fuck things up. And when you fuck things up, it really is easy to take everything that you worked 13 or 14 years for and literally piss it away. It's incredibly easy. Like, it's really hard to build things from scratch, but it is incredibly easy to throw them away. And there are so many different ways you can throw it all away. And there's so many different things that can happen to toss it all away. I understand bigger risk, bigger reward, and I get it. There's people out there that are worth a lot more than me because they took bigger risks. I shot my shots. I took my risks. One or two of them worked out. The rest of them were complete failures, and I'm happy where I am. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm on the path to it. Like before I'm 40, I'll be a millionaire for sure. But then again, whether or not $1 million will be worth anything by the time I'm 40, that's a whole nother fucking discussion for another video. But I make enough that I'm a happy guy. I'm not at a point where making like twice or 3 times or 5 times as much money would actually really do much for me. Like, what do I don't really. So getting another, expanding and growing my business to other areas is not really something I'm thinking about. Just how can I get as many customers as is humanly possible to show up to the location that I have? How can I get as many people as possible to mail shit to this location? But doing the CPR thing and having 100 or 1,000 locations around the country, listen, they took a lot of risks, and their risks worked out because they made good decisions. I don't trust myself to do that. I'll fuck it up, and then I'll wind up with nothing. Hey, again, it's very, very easy to take what took 14 years to put together and turn it into shit in literally like a week. You can easily do that. Nope. Not looking to do that, or even risk it. I do wonder if I moved, would I like manage this business remotely? That's not real. Like that's just not. Remote management is shit for stuff like, it's just not the same. I'm not saying it's not doable, it's just not the same. There's so much tangible stuff missing from that. Whoops. Note to self. Note to self. Replace shitty chain. And align derailleur. Yeah, I need to actually align this derailleur. That's horrible. I don't use those two gears anyway, but that's no excuse. Work zone ahead. Work zone. Work zone. From. Then there's also the question of whether it would actually survive. There are some times where I wonder, like, what would happen if I just was never there? Today was one of those days where I was smacked in the face very clearly and reminded that I really do have to be within, I really do have to be able to show up on a moment's notice. I can't be something where it's like get on a plane, which sucks. And there's adjustments that I'm going to have to make over the next 3 months so that some of the crap that happened today never happens again. But shut down the what? Why is somebody spray paint shut down the something over there? How about you go build something instead of writing shut down on the side of the freaking bike path? These people think that they know how to fix everything in the world because they can spray paint shit on the side of a bike path. Go build something. Go do something. Get a job. Build a Bafang. Building a Bafang will build character. Just stupid arguments between people that work here. Like really stupid arguments over asinine bullshit. Like schoolyard level shit. Actual IS-24 intermediate school level shit. I try to treat people like adults. I don't do write-ups. I don't stare over your shoulder as you work. I don't have quotas. I don't have specific rules. Like you can't curse. You can wear your headphones while you work. I don't give a shit. Have a podcast on or a YouTube video playing. I don't time your breaks. But there's one thing that I do ask. Be adults. I had an interview with NPR and I had to put it on hold because I got a phone call saying that 2 people are cursing and screaming at each other with a customer in the store. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Actually pissed me off because one of the people that was involved in this is somebody that I gave $1,000 bonus to a week before this happened. It's like, really? Thank you for providing me with the incentive structure to continue doing that. Definitely makes me not feel like a simp as a boss. My friend Marty will tell me when I'm thinking this way and it's irrational. He'll say that you shouldn't not be a good person simply because it doesn't always have a good outcome. It shouldn't change you. But usually something like this will occur where like I will give a bonus or I'll do something nice for a particular individual and then they will go out of their way and do something that within like 24 to 72 hours makes me instantly regret what I did. I'm sorry, NPR, I can't finish this phone call. I have to get on my bike and ride to work. Because somebody's cursing at someone in front of a customer. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Okay, that's a screaming crazy person over there to my right. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that because this microphone is inside my helmet. Signal to noise ratio is interesting, but... And my friend will tell me that I should not... do not stop doing the things that you do if you do them for good reasons because you get a shit outcome from them. But sometimes it really is fucking tempting, you know? Like, there's no reason to be... Even if you have that type of shit, you figure it out. You work it out between yourselves when there's not a fucking customer in the store. That's just being an... Like, that pissed me the fuck off. That pissed me the fuck off. I think... Because you know where that $1,000 that you got came from? Came from that person that's gonna walk out the moment that they hear your mouth. It is what it is. There's a lot of shit I have to change and settle. Holy shit, that's 30 miles an hour. What the hell am I doing? I'm going 30 miles an hour to a freaking red light. That's ridiculous. And again. Yeah, this was people doing it at each other, not at the customer. Just the customer witnessing them. Childish meltdown. The thing is, you could... I curse all the time, but there's a difference between like, oh man, this is... Man, they fucked you when you went into the Genius Bar. There's that, and then there's like two people screaming as if they're gonna fight each other over the most juvenile shit possible. Like, this shit is like, again, you know, 4th grade lunch argument level bullshit. Well, red. Ooh, 3, 2, 1. Green. Whew. Oh no, it's another red. No. No. I had so much momentum. And I have no regenerative braking because this is a mid-drive. If this was at least a hub motor, I wouldn't hate braking so much. Here. I'm going 1.2 miles per hour. God forgive me. He saw me, he saw the red light, and he started walking anyway. That's a true New Yorker right there. Doesn't give a fuck. Just plays chicken with traffic. I like that. The guy behind me flashed me with his flashers. I think that's his way of saying, go faster. Particularly strange. I'm already going 30 miles an hour. That's a... Oh, Jesus Christ. Go, 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 go. There we go. I want to ride down A1A again. There are some really beautiful parts of A1A in that highway in Florida. I think that when the weather is as shitty as it is right now, that a really cool thing to do would be to just have my windows open as I go down that highway. I think that would clear my head a lot too. My head can't be cleared right now because it's frozen. But this is the perfect time of year to go down there. Maybe I'll say hi to Mark. Drive around a little bit. There's a bunch of organizing and shit that I have to finish before I can do that, though. I have to read through a bunch of lobbying reports. There was one lobbyist that I hired that never got back to me on the... So what I did is I learned a lesson. Essentially, when lobbying, you really should ask for a report so that you know that they did something other than literally just meet one person in the hallway and say hi and then be done. Because the thing is, state lobbying is different than DC lobbying. DC lobbying is really fucking dirty. But you'll have lobbyists that just meet a politician in the hallway and say, hey bro, so what do you think of XYZ? Okay, yeah, let's talk. And that interaction itself gets billed at $5,000 or $10,000. State lobbying is a bit different, especially when you're dealing with smaller firms. But you always want to be careful that you're not getting Eugened. So, we hired 6 lobbyists, and 5 of them were able to provide detailed reports. And one of them sent me an invoice. So I responded to the invoice with a request for the report. A week and a half passes, no report. And then I get a reminder about the invoice, and I'm like, hey, remember when I asked you to confirm that you're actually doing anything and you ignored me for 2 weeks? Yeah, motherfucker. He's like, we're not used to this. We're used to people. You're supposed to pay the invoice up front. You don't hurry. You don't, just assume that we're screwing it. It's like, no, dude, I'm from New York, man. I assume everybody's fucking me. Your goddamn report. It is like, yeah, I'll have a report for you soon. It's like, oh, so you haven't done anything. Okay, so we'll just move this invoice up to here then. How about that? Luckily, that was the cheapest lobbyist of the 6 lobbyists that got hired. But it's like, I'm gonna stay on top of your shit. Man, Eugene me twice or 4 times? Shame on you. Eugene me 6 times? Shame on me. The hardest part of this whole thing is when you have politicians that are difficult ones, I gotta find the repair shops in that area. First, I gotta figure out what their district is, then I gotta find repair shops in that district to call them up, and then I have to ask and you'd be surprised how many repair shops just ignore anything that I send them. You would be surprised. Like in Massachusetts, I think I had a 75% ignore rate when I was asking them about lobbying day. That was interesting. And we did phone calls and emails. It wasn't just emails so that, just in case it didn't go to spam. Merely makes me wonder if I'm actually doing the right thing here. Like, I do wonder. There is only so much effort I can put into a bill that will help people that do not even want to answer an email. But again, this is what my friend would say. Do not stop doing something you think is a good thing because people are assholes. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of reception I get. The first thing I have to do once I locate the problem legislators, first thing I have to do is, let me go to the side of the road here, let this ambulance pass without having to deal with going around a bicycle. Yeah, first I got to figure out the district that this individual's in. Then I got to figure out what repair shops are in that district. Come up with a template email them all, see if I can get them to say something, get their customers to say something. Honestly, the biggest uphill battle of this is just getting anybody to give a shit. That's one thing I've noticed with this. There's a lot of people that will support you in public that won't do jack shit in private. I think that's just life, though. Not even really right to repair. I think that's more life. It's a life principle. There's a lot of people that'll say they support what you're doing. Oh yeah, I love it. This is great. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, so would you be open to reading an email? What? Whoa. You didn't say that there would be reading involved. You didn't say fingers would have to be lifted. Oh, for fuck's sake. Is that ambulance going to the assisted living or nursing home at the end of the block? I think if that's assisted living facility or a nursing home. It's for me, it's a distinction without a difference. I honestly don't even know. Well, people, I'll see you all in the next video. I'm going to be getting out of here. I have to go to the store and buy some yogurt. I forgot to refill. Admittedly, I got spoiled. Eric always refills the yogurt. Eric is the GOAT. See you all later.